Success is not just about hard work, talent, or ambition. Sometimes, despite all your efforts, doors remain closed and opportunities seem out of reach. There are unseen barriers, subtle obstacles in your mindset, habits, and choices that prevent you from achieving your true potential. Recognizing these hidden blocks is the first step to overcoming them. Today we're diving deep into 6 things that might be silently stopping your success, and how understanding them can change the trajectory of your life. Doubt and fear are 2 of the most dangerous obstacles you can face on your journey towards success, yet they are often invisible. They don't knock on your door, they creep in silently, whispering lies in your mind, telling you that you are not good enough, that you cannot achieve what you dream of, and that the world is too big, too competitive, or too harsh for you to thrive. Every time you hesitate, every time you pause because a thought tells you, I'm not ready, I will fail, or I don't have what it takes, you are allowing doubt and fear to build walls around your potential. These walls are not made of bricks or cement. They are made of hesitation, worry, and uncertainty, and they grow taller with every negative thought you entertain. Fear and doubt are normal, they are human, but when they dominate your thoughts, they paralyze action. Imagine a runner standing at the starting line, convinced that the race is too long or the competitors too strong. The race will never begin because fear has already claimed victory in their mind. This is exactly what happens in life. Every dream, every goal, and every aspiration has an invisible starting line. To cross it, you must silence doubt long enough to take the first step. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is taking action in spite of it. The moment you step forward, even when your knees are shaking, even when your heart pounds with uncertainty, you begin to dismantle the walls that fear has built. Doubt is often fueled by comparison. You see others achieving, thriving, and moving forward, and you ask yourself why you haven't reached the same place. This constant comparison is toxic because it convinces you that your path is lacking or that your abilities are insufficient. But the truth is that your journey is unique. No one else carries your combination of experiences, your talents, or your timing. When fear whispers that you are behind or that it is too late, remember that growth is never linear. And the seeds you plant today may take time to bear fruit, but they will flourish if you nurture them with faith, persistence, and courage. Courage requires self-belief. You cannot expect to move mountains if you do not believe that your hands are strong enough to lift even a single stone. The first act of courage is believing that you are capable. It is telling yourself that failure is not a permanent state, but a stepping stone, a lesson, and a guide that will help you navigate the path ahead. Every successful person has faced fear and doubt, but what sets them apart is their refusal to be imprisoned by it. They understand that fear is a natural companion on the road to greatness, not a barrier that must stop them entirely. One of the most powerful ways to overcome doubt and fear is to focus on action. Fear thrives in inaction because when you pause, your mind creates stories, magnifies risks, and amplifies the negative voices. Action breaks the cycle. Even small steps forward, sending an email, making a call, starting a project, learning a new skill, chip away at fear's power. Each step you take builds confidence and weakens the hold that doubt has over you. Momentum is a force that fear cannot match. Once you start moving, the mind begins to believe, and courage grows stronger with every small victory. Another key element in overcoming doubts: perspective. Fear often exaggerates problems and makes obstacles appear insurmountable. But when you step back, when you evaluate challenges objectively, you realize that most fears are illusions, magnified by worry and imagination. Courage allows you to see reality as it is, to understand that failure is temporary and that setbacks are not dead ends, but detours that guide you toward growth. Finally, courage is nurtured by faith. Faith in yourself, in your purpose, and in the greater plan that guides your life. Even when the path is unclear, when doubts scream louder than confidence, faith provides the quiet strength to move forward. It reminds you that every effort counts, that perseverance is rewarded, and that fear is never permanent unless you allow it to be. Every time you confront fear, every time you challenge doubt, you are not just moving towards success, you are becoming stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Courage transforms the impossible into possible. It turns hesitation into action, dreams into reality, and potential into achievement. Remember, the walls of fear only exist if you allow them to. Step forward even when your heart trembles, and watch how the world begins to open its doors for you. Your journey to success begins the moment you choose courage over doubt. If you want, I can expand the remaining 5 keynotes in the same deep motivational style, each reaching 600 to 700 words, creating a full powerhouse motivational speech ready for video narration or public speaking. One of the most overlooked obstacles to success is misalignment between your intentions and your actions. Many people work tirelessly, put in countless hours, and chase ambitious goals, yet feel stuck, frustrated, or unfulfilled. The reason is simple. Effort without alignment produces little more than exhaustion. True progress and lasting success flow when your actions, intentions, and purpose are in harmony. When your heart, mind, and actions pull in different directions, even the greatest effort cannot achieve the results you seek. Intentions are the seeds of your actions. They are the silent drivers that determine whether your efforts bear fruit or fall flat. When intentions are shallow, selfish, or guided by ego, the energy you invest becomes misdirected. You might achieve temporary gains, but they will not satisfy, sustain, or bring you closer to meaningful success. The universe in its wisdom responds not merely to effort, but to authenticity and alignment. Blessings are drawn to purpose that is sincere, action that is mindful, and effort that is consistent with your higher goals. Many people fail because they chase the wrong goals for the wrong reasons. They focus on wealth, recognition, or approval, believing that these are the markers of success. But external achievements without alignment to true purpose are hollow. Imagine building a house on a weak foundation. No matter how strong the walls are, the structure will crumble under pressure. Similarly, if your actions are not grounded in purpose, they may yield temporary results, but long-term success and fulfillment will remain elusive. Aligning your intentions with your purpose creates a foundation strong enough to sustain growth, overcome obstacles, and endure challenges. Alignment requires clarity. You must ask yourself, why am I doing this? What is the deeper purpose behind my efforts? Success without purpose is like traveling without a map. You may move, you may even arrive somewhere, but it won't be the destination you truly desire. When you clarify your intentions, every decision, every action, and every effort gains meaning. You begin to act not out of obligation or fear, but with conviction, passion, and direction. Misalignment also occurs when actions contradict values. For instance, a person might work long hours to achieve wealth, but compromise their integrity or neglect relationships. No amount of financial success can replace the inner peace and satisfaction that come from living in alignment with your values. When your heart, mind, and actions are not in sync, stress, regret, and inner conflict arise. Conversely, when your actions reflect your true intentions and align with your values, effort becomes effortless, challenges become lessons, and setbacks become opportunities for growth. Another key element is consistency. Alignment is not a one-time decision. It is a continuous practice. Every day, you must examine whether your actions support your intentions. Every choice, no matter how small, either reinforces your purpose or pulls you away from it. By consciously aligning your actions with your intentions, you create a powerful rhythm in life where effort, focus, and outcomes move together. This rhythm attracts opportunities, guidance, and the momentum necessary for lasting success. Faith plays a significant role in this alignment. When you trust that your efforts, when directed sincerely and intentionally, will yield results, even unseen obstacles cannot deter you. Misalignment creates frustration because the effort is scattered, inconsistent, and disconnected from your greater purpose. Alignment brings focus, clarity, and resilience, making you unstoppable even in the face of adversity. It allows you to see challenges as stepping stones, failures as lessons, and achievements as milestones on a larger journey toward meaningful fulfillment. True success is never just about doing more, it is about doing right. When your intentions, actions, and purpose are in harmony, doors open that seemed impossible to move. Inner GY flows naturally. Obstacles are easier to navigate, and the results of your efforts feel effortless. Misalignment, on the other hand, makes success feel heavy, distant, and often unattainable. The secret is simple: reflect, clarify, and consistently align. When your heart's intentions resonate with your actions, blessings follow naturally, opportunities appear at the right time, and the path to success becomes clear, steady, and fulfilling. Remember, life is not just a series of tasks to complete. It is a journey guided by purpose. The alignment of your intentions and actions is the compass that ensures you move in the right direction. Effort alone is not enough. Intention gives it meaning, and alignment gives it power. When you commit to this path, you discover that success is not only achievable, but also sustainable, fulfilling, and transformative. The moment you align what you do with why you do it, you unlock the hidden energy that propels you toward greatness. If you want, I can continue by expanding the third keynote next, keeping the same motivational tone and depth so that the full speech eventually becomes a powerhouse. One of the most powerful yet often ignored factors that influence success is the environment and people you surround yourself with. Your circle, your friends, colleagues, mentors, and even the casual connections you allow into your life can either lift you to incredible heights or quietly drain your energy, confidence, and motivation. Negative surroundings are like invisible anchors tied to your potential. You may not notice them at first, but over time, their weight slows your progress, clouds your vision, and even convinces you that you are incapable of achieving greatness. Choosing the right environment is not just a suggestion, it is a necessity for anyone who truly wants to succeed. Negative influences come in many forms. Some people constantly complain, seeing obstacles everywhere but never solutions. Their pessimism is contagious, and over time, it erodes your own optimism. Others may doubt your dreams, not out of malice, but because they cannot imagine achieving them themselves. Their skepticism can subtly seep into your mind, causing hesitation and self-doubt. Even environments that feel neutral at first, filled with distractions, laziness, or lack of ambition, can prevent you from reaching your full potential. Success requires energy, focus, and momentum, and negative surroundings drain all three. It's important to understand that energy is contagious. When you are around people who radiate doubt, fear, or negativity, their energy becomes yours. Every careless comment, every pessimistic opinion, and every moment spent in toxic spaces slowly chips away at your confidence. Conversely, when you surround yourself with positivity, ambition, and encouragement, that energy flows into your own actions. Motivation becomes easier, challenges feel more manageable, and the belief in your ability to succeed grows stronger. Your environment sets the tone for your mindset, and your mindset shapes your destiny. Choosing your circle wisely does not mean cutting everyone off or judging people harshly. It means being deliberate about where you invest your time and who you allow to influence your thoughts. Observe those around you. Do they inspire growth or breed stagnation? Do they celebrate progress or highlight shortcomings? Do they challenge you to improve or keep you comfortable in mediocrity? The answers reveal whether your circle is a source of empowerment or an invisible chain holding you back. True success is rarely achieved in isolation, but it is also rarely achieved in the company of those who drain energy rather than build it. Another often overlooked aspect is how your environment shapes habits. The people you spend time with influence your routines, priorities, and even your language. If you are constantly surrounded by procrastinators, excuses become normalized. If your peers settle for less, ambition feels unnecessary. Success is not only about talent or effort. It is about cultivating habits, mindset, and behaviors that align with your goals. Surrounding yourself with the right people ensures that your environment reinforces growth rather than sabotaging it. Negative surroundings also affect mental resilience. Challenges are inevitable, but when your circle is pessimistic or critical, your ability to persevere diminishes. In contrast, supportive and driven companions amplify your resilience. They remind you of your strengths when you feel weak, encourage you to keep going when obstacles arise, and provide constructive feedback that helps you improve rather than tear you down. They are not simply companions, they are catalysts for your personal and professional growth. Even the physical environment plays a role. A cluttered, chaotic, or uninspiring space drains energy and creativity. A space that encourages focus, organization, and reflection, on the other hand, fuels motivation and enhances clarity. Success is not just about what you do, it is also about where you do it and who you allow into that space. Ultimately, your circle is a reflection of your priorities and values. If you aspire to greatness, you must intentionally seek out people and spaces that nurture ambition, positivity, and growth. Let go of influences that cloud your judgment, drain your energy, or instill doubt. Protect your time, your mind, and your energy as fiercely as you pursue your goals. Every person you meet, every environment you inhabit, either accelerates your journey or slows it down. Wise individuals recognize this early and make deliberate choices, surrounding yourself with the right PE. Opal and environment is not just beneficial, it is transformational. It magnifies your strengths, protects your mindset, and fuels consistent progress. Negative surroundings may appear harmless, but they quietly rob potential, one moment at a time. By choosing your circle wisely, you are not just avoiding negativity, you are creating a fertile ground where your dreams, ambitions, and efforts can flourish without obstruction. Your success is not only a reflection of your actions, but also a mirror of the company you keep and the spaces you inhabit. Procrastination and inconsistency are silent killers of success. They are the invisible thieves that steal time, energy, and momentum, leaving you exhausted, frustrated, and far from your goals. Many people underestimate the power of small daily actions, thinking that success requires only grand gestures or extraordinary talent. The truth is that greatness is built incrementally, step by step, day by day. Every task you delay, every habit you ignore, and every moment you waste is a missed opportunity that could have propelled you closer to your dreams. Procrastination may feel harmless in the moment, but its effects compound over time, creating a gap between your current reality and your potential. And consistency is equally damaging. Showing up occasionally, working sporadically, and giving effort only when convenient will never produce results worthy of your ambition. Success is not about intensity for a day or two. It is about endurance, persistence, and commitment over the long haul. Consider a river carving through a mountain. It does not rely on one powerful surge to create a path. It relies on the continuous, consistent flow of water day after day until the seemingly impossible is achieved. Your efforts must emulate this consistency. Small, repeated actions, no matter how insignificant they may appear, accumulate into remarkable outcomes. Procrastination is often rooted in fear, self-doubt, or a desire for perfection. Many people delay action because they worry about failing or they believe the timing is not right. Others wait for motivation to strike, not realizing that motivation is unreliable and fleeting. Success, on the other hand, favors those who act despite fear, uncertainty, and discomfort. Action breeds momentum, and momentum transforms hesitation into confidence, doubt into clarity, and ideas into reality. Every time you procrastinate, you give fear control over your life. Every time you act despite fear, you reclaim that control and take another step towards your destiny. Consistency requires discipline, focus, and deliberate practice. It demands that you show up even when you don't feel like it, that you take the small actions that seem insignificant today, but are building blocks for tomorrow. Consistency is not glamorous or exciting, but it is the engine that drives progress. A single day of effort may seem inconsequential, but a week, a month, or a year of consistent action transforms your skills, habits, and results. The journey towards success is cumulative, and every consistent step, no matter how small, compounds into extraordinary achievement. Another critical aspect is the mindset shift required to overcome procrastination. Recognize that every task you delay creates unnecessary stress and mental clutter. The longer you postpone, the heavier the burden grows, and the harder it becomes to start. By choosing to act immediately, you free your mind, reduce anxiety, and reclaim control over your time. Productivity is not about doing everything at once. It is about doing what matters consistently and without delay. Mastering this principle separates those who dream from those who achieve. Inconsistency also erodes credibility and self-trust. When you fail to follow through, not only do you fall behind, but you begin to doubt your own commitment. This self-doubt fuels further procrastination, creating a vicious cycle that is difficult to break. Success requires breaking this cycle by cultivating habits of reliability, accountability, and perseverance. When you consistently show up for yourself and your goals, you build momentum, trust in your abilities, and the resilience needed to overcome obstacles. Small daily actions are deceptively powerful. Writing a few lines of a project each day, making a phone call, learning a skill for 20 minutes, or taking a step toward health or personal growth may seem trivial in isolation. But over time, these actions compound, creating exponential results that far surpass any short-term effort. Procrastination and inconsistency deny you this compounding power, keeping you trapped in the same place, while those who act daily steadily rise. Ultimately, acting daily is about honoring your potential. It is about showing respect to your dreams and refusing to let delay or laziness dictate the outcome of your life. Every consistent action, every moment of discipline, and every choice to act despite resistance strengthens your momentum and brings you closer to the person you are capable of becoming. Success is not reserved for the extraordinary. It is reserved for those who refuse to wait for the perfect moment, who act consistently, and who recognize that every small step, compounded over time, can lead to monumental achievements. Impatience and ingratitude are subtle yet powerful forces that block the flow of success and blessings in life. Many people work tirelessly, chase dreams relentlessly, and yet feel frustrated, stuck, or disappointed because they expect results to come immediately or overlook the value of what they already have. Life operates on its own timeline, and blessings often arrive in ways and, at times, we do not anticipate. Impatience clouds judgment, accelerates poor decisions, and blinds us to the opportunities present in the journey itself. Gratitude, on the other hand, opens doors, nurtures a positive mindset, and attracts the energy necessary to move forward. Without patience and gratitude, even the most talented and hardworking individuals struggle to reach their full potential. Impatience stems from a desire for instant results. In a world that constantly promotes speed, efficiency, and instant gratification, waiting feels uncomfortable, even unnatural. Yet growth, mastery, and meaningful achievements take time. Success is rarely instantaneous. Just as a seed does not become a tree overnight, your goals require nurturing, effort, and consistent patience to bear fruit. When you rush, when you allow frustration to dictate your actions, you risk making hasty choices, overlooking important details, or giving up before results manifest. Impatience creates tension between where you are and where you want to be, but it does nothing to bridge the gap. Patience, however, gives you the clarity to take each step deliberately, embrace the process, and trust that consistent effort will eventually yield results. Ingratitude works hand in hand with impatience. Focusing solely on what you do not have blinds you to what you already possess. Every skill, opportunity, relationship, and moment of progress is a blessing. Yet many people ignore these and concentrate only on their deficiencies or unmet desires. Ingratitude breeds discontent, comparison, and dissatisfaction, turning minor setbacks into mountains and delaying progress. When you are grateful for what you have, you shift your perspective. You begin to see opportunities where others see obstacles. You notice resources, connections, and possibilities that were always present but went unrecognized. Gratitude fuels motivation and resilience, making patience easier and the journey toward your goals more rewarding. The combination of impatience and ingratitude often leads to self-sabotage. People become frustrated with delays, believe that effort is wasted, and abandon paths that might have led to remarkable outcomes. Opportunities that required patience and consistent effort are discarded because the results did not arrive as quickly as expected. By practicing patience and cultivating gratitude, you change the lens through which you view the world. Obstacles transform into lessons, delays become preparation, and setbacks are seen as part of a larger plan designed to guide you toward growth and fulfillment. Patience is not passive, it is active resilience. It is not about waiting idly, but about trusting the process while continuing to put in consistent effort. It allows you to act thoughtfully rather than react impulsively, to learn from challenges rather than resent them, and to build the foundation for long-term success rather than seeking short-term rewards. Gratitude enhances this patience. When you appreciate what you already have, you create a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity, a mindset that attracts opportunities and magnifies the impact of your actions. Every successful individual has learned the value of patience and gratitude. They understand that every step, every delay, and every challenge serves a purpose in their growth. They do not rush, they persist. They do not complain about what is missing. They acknowledge and leverage what is present. They recognize that blessings often arrive in hidden forms, disguised as obstacles, delays, or even failures, and that gratitude allows them to see these gifts clearly. By practicing patience, you give yourself the strength to endure, adapt, and remain focused. By practicing gratitude, you unlock the perspective that transforms ordinary experiences into lessons and opportunities. Together, these qualities allow you to navigate life with clarity, resilience, and hope, turning challenges into stepping stones rather than roadblocks. Impatience and ingratitude may cloud the path, but with patience and gratitude, every delay, difficulty, and challenge becomes a stepping stone toward the life and success you aspire to achieve. The moment you embrace patience and cultivate gratitude, you begin to notice subtle shifts. Doors open more easily, decisions become clearer, and energy that was once wasted on frustration is now directed toward growth. Your journey transforms from one of struggle and complaint to one of learning, progress, and fulfillment. The ability to wait, to appreciate, and to persist is not just a virtue. It is a superpower that turns ordinary effort into extraordinary results. By mastering these qualities, you ensure that opportunities are not missed, blessings are not overlooked, and the journey towards success is not only achievable, but deeply rewarding. Pride and arrogance are subtle enemies of success that often go unnoticed, yet they have the power to block progress, cloud judgment, and prevent individuals from reaching their full potential. Many people mistakenly believe that confidence and self-assurance are the same as pride, but there is a critical difference. Confidence is rooted in awareness of your abilities and an understanding of your limitations. Pride and arrogance, on the other hand, inflate your ego, convince you that you are self-sufficient, and make you resistant to advice, guidance, or new perspectives. When the mind becomes trapped in pride, it closes itself off from growth, learning, and the wisdom that comes from experience. Arrogance creates a false sense of security. It convinces you that you know enough, that your current knowledge or skills are sufficient, and that there is little need to improve. This mindset is dangerous because it halts progress while giving the illusion of achievement. True growth, however, requires openness, the willingness to learn, the humility to accept mistakes, and the courage to adapt. When pride dominates, mistakes are ignored or denied, lessons are overlooked, and opportunities for improvement are missed. In this way, arrogance quietly erodes potential, even in the most talented individuals. Humility, by contrast, is a superpower that accelerates growth. Humble individuals are not weak. They are aware of their strengths and limitations. They listen, reflect, and take guidance when necessary. They understand that every person they meet, every experience they encounter, and every failure they endure carries a lesson. Humility allows you to see the truth without the distortion of ego. It turns feedback into fuel for improvement, criticism into a roadmap for growth, and failure into a stepping stone toward mastery. Pride blinds the eyes to these opportunities, while humility opens the mind to infinite possibilities. Learning is intimately connected to humility. The moment you stop believing that you already know everything, the moment you accept that there is always more to learn, you unlock the door to continuous improvement. Success is not a destination, it is a journey of perpetual growth. Each day presents a chance to refine skills, expand knowledge, and deepen understanding. Pride, however, convinces you that learning is optional or unnecessary, creating stagnation and limiting the heights you can reach. Those who embrace learning with humility, even in the face of setbacks or criticism, discover that their potential has no ceiling. Arrogance also damages relationships, which are essential to personal and professional success. People naturally distance themselves from those who exude superiority or dismissiveness, leaving the proud isolated and deprived of guidance, mentorship, and collaboration. Humility, in contrast, attracts allies, mentors, and opportunities. People are drawn to those who listen, respect, and acknowledge the value others bring. By embracing humility, you create a network of support and insight that multiplies your potential and opens doors that pride would have kept closed. Another subtle effect of pride is overestimation of one's own strength and underestimation of challenges. Arrogance leads to complacency, risky decisions, and vulnerability to setbacks that could have been avoided through reflection and guidance. Humility provides balance. It allows you to measure risks realistically, learn from experience, and approach challenges strategically. Those who are humble do not fear failure, they fear stagnation and the wasted potential of not learning from the journey. The path to greatness requires the courage to admit that you do not know everything, that mistakes are part of the process, and that wisdom often comes from unexpected sources. Pride resists this truth, keeping you trapped in a cycle of superficial confidence and limited growth. Humility embraces it, allowing every encounter, challenge, and lesson to shape you into a stronger, wiser, and more capable individual. True success is never achieved in isolation or through arrogance. It is earned through continuous learning, reflection, and the willingness to grow beyond the limitations of ego. Ultimately, embracing humility does not diminish your strength. It magnifies it. It transforms challenges into opportunities, criticism into guidance, and failure into experience. The moment you let go of arrogance and open yourself to learning, you unlock untapped potential that pride had hidden from you. Humility allows you to rise higher, move faster, and achieve more than you ever imagined. Growth, success, and fulfillment are never hindered by those who are humble, they are accelerated. Pride blinds you, but humility illuminates the path to greatness. The journey toward true success begins the moment you choose to listen, learn, and grow above your ego, embracing humility as the key to unlocking your full potential.